My name is Jean McDonough, and I am currently the Executive Director for Camp Quality Michigan. I have been in my current position for 2 years and have been a part of the Camp Quality organization for 17 years. Camp Quality was started in Michigan in 1987 with an initial camp of 14 children, and we have grown in the last 34 years to now encompassing 4 camps, as well as 2 family activities and multiple other activities throughout the year. The mission for Camp Quality is to help make kids with cancer have a memorable experience and just help them be kids again. We focus primarily on providing services for children with cancer and their families to allow them to have some reprieve and participate in activities that they normally would not be able to do if they were at a traditional camp. We try to provide services for the entire family because we know that there are issues that each family member will entail regarding a child having been diagnosed with cancer within the family. That is why we started a sibling camp this year to also address the needs of the brothers and sisters of children with cancer. The statistics of cancer within a family show a very high divorce rate as well as a very high rate of not only financial issues but families that have to file bankruptcy. We also know that the child with cancer has a trickling effect on every family member and does affect one or both parents' ability to work, their ability to participate in extracurricular activities, and family functions. So that is why Camp Quality provides services for the entire family to help them in any way we can ease their burden. We also know that approximately 380 children in Michigan are diagnosed every year with pediatric, and the typical treatment for pediatric cancer is approximately 3 to 5 years. So we know at any given time we have thousands of children that are in the process of or being affected by the diagnosis of cancer. Every year we serve about 160 to 170 children with our 4 camps, as well as provide services for approximately 50 families between our 2 family activities that we have, one in the fall and one in the winter. We also provide services with some fundraising / family events. We have a fun run 5K in the fall during September, which is Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month. And we also have a Tiger Game Day where the Detroit Tigers actually provides tickets, and we usually get about 100 tickets, and we will have both families, children, and some of our volunteers attend this activity. It takes approximately 300 people throughout the year to staff and prepare for all of our activities. Each camp has their own camp organizing committee that meets once monthly throughout the year to organize and plan and get everything ready for each of the camps. We also have a volunteer management team, which is essentially our Michigan Board of Directors, and they also provide services, volunteering throughout some of our activities that we have, and assist with fundraisers. So if we didn't have our 300 to sometimes even more than that volunteers, we could not provide any of the services that we do. But what is especially important to note is that none of our volunteers, aside from our full-time office person and our development director, receive any pay for any of their services. So we basically are sustained on the donation of time from hundreds of people every year. And without their generous ability to donate their time, we could not provide our services. We also have a one-on-one ratio at our camps. So this means for every child that attends camp, they have their own volunteer that spends the entire week with them. So with 160 to 170 children right there, that's 160 to 170 volunteers, plus all the people that have to run all of the activities and all the background work for camp. what will $5,000 mean to the Camp Quality organization? It will mean a lot, as it will help provide services for 2 to 3 children for all of our year-round activities. It can help provide equipment and things that we might need for our camps, things that we need to help run our camp. So $5,000 would mean a whole lot of services for our kids with cancer. Comes from the generous donations of individuals, corporations, service organizations, and some grants that we do write. We receive no outside funding from any state or national organizations. And Camp Quality is actually a national organization, so each state pays in a portion of their funds raised to help support our website, cover some of our insurances and things like that. So our funding, everything that we do, every child that we send to camp, every activity that we have, all comes from generous donations from individuals and organizations. I believe that the mission for Camp Quality speaks for itself as far as why should our organization win this contest. We serve children with cancer, and the pediatric cancer survival rate for leukemia has really improved over the last 20 to 30 years. However, most of the other pediatric cancers have a very poor prognosis. So if we can do anything for a child to make their life better while they're here, we're going to do that. Our focus is not on pediatric cancer cure, because there are other organizations working on that. Our focus is on making their life something of quality. We can't do anything about the quantity of their life, but we can absolutely do something about the quality, and that's what our focus is. So if we won this competition, those dollars would definitely go directly to help children with pediatric cancer. So it depends on what you define success as. I do have a story to share that shows a little bit about what Camp Quality does for families. And again, we can't always cure these kids, we can't always take their cancer away, but what we do is help those families and those children through their most difficult times. Several years ago, I got a phone call from the Hospice of Michigan stating that they had a 14-year-old girl with a terminal brain tumor who had been fighting her cancer for approximately 6 years, and the family had decided that they were no longer going to provide any treatment, as there was not much else they could do. The child had decided that she wanted to go to a camp, and so they found our organization online and went to fill out an application, but were unable to complete the application, which is why I received the call from hospice. And when I explained to her that this was a Friday afternoon about 4 o'clock, that our camp was starting on Sunday, and that our applications were closed as we were getting ready to pair all of our campers and companions up, I said, but let me see what I can do and let me call you back. So I contacted our camp director at the time, as well as one of the volunteers that was going to be at camp that was going to be fulfilling a different role. And I explained to them what we had. We had a child that had a terminal brain tumor and that really wanted to come to camp. So we made it happen. So this young lady came to our camp and spent the week, had a fabulous time. It was very difficult for her parents because she had very little time left, and the parents knew when they dropped her off this was precious time that they could have spent with her, but this is something that she really wanted to do. So when camp left, she expressed her interest in coming back the following year. We didn't know how her health was going to be, but we assured her that if that was how things fell into place, that we would certainly make that happen. So the following year, lo and behold, this young lady signs up for camp again. And about 5 days before camp, I received a phone call from her mother stating that she was not going to be able to make it, that her condition had declined rapidly, and that they did not know how much longer she had. So we keep the same campers and companions together for as long as we can. So I contacted the companion again that was with her the year private previously, and she agreed to come to camp and do what she could for the family. So what we did for that week is we took camp to the child, and her companion would take videos every day of camp, and the kids would sing songs to her, and we would take the craft for the day, and then she would go and spend several hours and then come back, and we did this every day. So this child got to receive camp at her house, and the family was very appreciative because they received the support. Their daughter was ecstatic to have all of the activities and the campers singing. And about 5 days after camp ended, this young lady did pass away. Now, I know that doesn't sound like much of a success story to most people, but to Camp Quality, that is a huge success story because this child got to do what she wanted to do. Her family was supported, she was supported, and we made her transition very much easier for everyone involved. So, and I have lots of other success stories that I could share on the same note. So that, for Camp Quality, that is success when we can provide those services for the families and make anything that they're going through, any trial, any difficulty, just a little bit easier. I would just like to add that Camp Quality is very excited to have been one of the 5 finalists in this contest. We hope that even if we don't win first prize, we hope that what we have said and what we have expressed through our videos and my speaking to you will at least make awareness for people in the state of Michigan and let people know that we are here for families and children with cancer. And hopefully, if somebody hears this and knows of someone that they can refer to us and we can help their family, to me, that's worth everything. So thank you again for giving us this opportunity to participate in this contest, and I wish everyone involved in the contest the best of luck.